Hello, my friends, and let's start right away. So, today there is a significant activity along the entire front line, and the occupiers conducted 97 assaults in the past 24 hours and advanced in three directions. So, the situation is tense, and we'll begin with the Kharkiv direction. So, here along the entire front line, the Russians carried out 10 assaults in the past day, continuing the attempts to advance near the village of Lyptsi. So the occupiers are heavily shelling the entire front line area to push forward, but the Ukrainian Armed Forces have already taken up defense positions and continue to destroy the advancing occupiers. So the fighting in Vovchansk also continues, and attacks have resumed in the area of the village of Starytsia. So, however, there have been no new changes along the front line in the past 24 hours. In the Kupiansk direction. So, after advancing in the area of Karlivka and partially capturing Ivanivka, so the Russians began assault on the village of Stepova Novosilka. So, and the fighting for Petropavlivka also continues. So the situation is difficult, and it appears that the occupiers are making gradual progress. So from Petropavlivka, they are trying to get as close as possible to Kupiansk to start storming the city as soon as possible. However, the Ukrainian forces are doing everything possible to thwart their plans in the Svatove area. So there are ongoing battles for Berestove with attempts to break through to Andriivka. So further south, fighting is taking place in the area of Druzhelubivka. Oh, I like this Druzhelubivka. Oh. And activity is high again here, so with 7 assaults in the past 24 hours, and the battles continue. In the Kreminna area, so the Russians conducted 5 assaults on Nevsky and the village of Terny. So over the past day, but they haven't achieved any new successes, and the front line hasn't changed. In the Siversk direction. So the occupiers are again attempting to break through to Verkhnokamyanske with battles ongoing in the areas of Spirne and Vyimka. So, however, the Russians have been unable to secure new positions as the Ukrainian Armed Forces are repelling all attacks. So, in the Chasiv Yar direction, battles continue at the Novy microdistrict, and the Russians persist in their efforts to push the Ukrainian forces out of Ivanivske and Klishchiivka. So, although most of these villages are already under Russian control, and reports from Ukrainian forces on the ground state so. Will read you. Clichy. Our comrades managed to evacuate the scum entered positions this morning and tried to fortify, but failed. Many positions are uncontrolled. Artillery and drones prevent occupation. Neighbors are out of contact. No info on their status. We continue working with your drones and holding the defense. The enemy keeps advancing on our position. So we see the front remains intensively active with continuous drone operations even when direct combat is not occurring. And the Ukrainian armed forces also strike deep into enemy territory. And yesterday evening, there was a reported hit on the building of the Higher Military Aviation School for Navigators and likely housing Russian personnel. And follow-up strikes were noted in the airfield area. So we await for official statements. So, in the Pokrovsk direction, the occupiers have made new gains. And unfortunately, over the past day, there were 21 recorded assaults, and fighting continues around Kalynove, Novoalexandrivka, also the village of Sokil, Novoselivka, Persha, and in the areas of Umansky and Netailove. So, and the latter two villages have fallen completely under Russian control. So, this development severely worsens the situation for Karlivka. So, the Russians have effectively breached the last line of defense at Netailove. So now there is a direct path to Karlivka with only one field in between. So the distance from the front line to the city outskirts is just 2 kilometers and 800 meters, which is very close. And heavy shelling with camp bombs also continues in the Kurakhove direction. So battles for Krasnohorivka continue, and there are ongoing attempts to advance near the village of Kostiantynivka. So, however, the Russians haven't achieved new successes here, and the front line has remained unchanged over the past day, despite conducting 8 assaults along this segment of the front. So, in the Vuhledar direction, activity has significantly increased, and there were 4 recorded assaults on Urozhaine and 2 assaults on Staromayorsk. So the number of shelling has also increased. However, there have been no reports of Russian advancements yet, and we are waiting to see the outcome of this new wave of attacks. And in the Zaporizhzhia direction. So the occupiers are again attempting to advance from Robotine towards Novodanilivka. So, however, all groups trying to push forward are being successfully repelled by the Ukrainian Armed Forces, resulting in no changes to the front line of the past day. And additionally, today Zelensky is making efforts to explain to international partners the significant threat posed by the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, which remains under Russian control. So he stated.
Хто знає, що відбувається реально на атомній станції в місті Енергодар, що є Запорізькою станцією? Хто реально знає деталі? А ми знаємо. МАГАТЕ знає. Вона замінована. Там є зброя. Там озброєні люди Російської Федерації, найманці або військові, військовий контингент. Там працюють громадяни України, які перший рік постійно передавали нам всі сигнали, що тут ситуація ніколи небезпеки такої не було. Там вони працюють. Якщо завтра їх звідти прибрати, ця станція точно запалає. Буде ризик для всіх. 6 блоків. Це 6 Чорнобилів. Я вже не говорю про те, що для нас це криза, це 6 гігават електроенергії, якої нас позбавили. Давайте не думати про наше внутрішнє питання. Окей, як ви можете це вирішити питання тет-а-тет з Росією? Це неможливо. Вони не хочуть виходити, вони не хочуть віддавати вам електрику, вони її не віддадуть самостійно. Вони не хочуть. Але і бояться, що підірветься там станція, тому наші люди там працюють. Але звичайні люди, не керуючи персонал, абсолютно зафіксований, що вони окупували станцію і її тримають всіх в заручниках. Всі люди, які там працюють в заручниках. Ви знаєте, що діти, це факт, також доказане, діти людей, які працюють персоналом на цій станції, вивезені в Росію. Вони заручники. Ось чому вони працюють на станції, тому що діти вивезені.
So, okay, let's continue. In the Kherson direction. So, battles are now taking place not only for Krinke, but also attacks have been reported in the area of Cosachi Laheri. So, additionally, shelling of the right bank and positions of the Ukrainian Armed Forces on the left bank continues, but there have been no new changes along the front line so far. And meanwhile, in Khmelnytskyi, complaints have arisen about the rivers drying up.
Хмельницька область. Річка Дністер колись була. Навпроти всім відома Хотинська фортеця. А води майже немає. Це жутко. Життя прожили, такого не було. Люди, що це твориться? Що це коїться?
And perhaps that's all from me. So, of course, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Of course, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.